the South Lawn of the White House with our Vice President Kamala Harris and hearing these words, and I quote, "It took just one generation from segregation to the Supreme Court of the United States," end of quote. Those are the words of Ketanji Drown Jackson, our Supreme Court Justice. Let's lay one thing to rest. I may be a practicing Catholic, but I used to go to 7:30 Mass every morning in high school and then in college before I went to the black church. Not a joke, Andy knows this. One of my only political heroes. I've been saying, and Andy's heard me say it for years, I have two political heroes my entire life. When I started off as a 22-year-old kid in the East Side in the Civil Rights Movement and got elected to the United States Senate when I was 29. I wasn't old enough to take office. And I had two heroes. Bobby Kennedy. I admired John Kennedy, but I could never picture him at my kitchen table. But I could Bobby. You get to set it up the way you want, within reason. As I sit at my desk, as I sit at my desk and look at the fireplace, just to the left is the bust of Dr. King. Can you all hear me? Yo. I've spoken before parliaments, kings, queens, leaders of the world. I've been doing this for a long time, but this is intimidating following. Y'all are incredible. But I learned a lot, and I promise if any preacher preached to me back then, I'm not going to be nearly as long as you were. Actually, I have a bad reputation for speaking too long. But I am no preacher, and so many young people are going to do so much more than we were ever able to do. What's your name, honey? It's good to see you. Maybe I can have a picture with you before I leave, okay? Is that all right? I stand here humbled, being the first sitting president of the United States to have an opportunity to speak at Ebenezer Sunday service. You've been around for 136 years. I know I look like it, but I haven't.
The 2020 campaign, part of the president's strategy at the time was going to visit these churches to engage some of the voters that he needed to turn out for him. In South Carolina, there was the 16th Street. Is this speech at Ebenezer the start of a similar outreach campaign heading into 2024?
I don't know that it's the start of it, but it could be a great start of it.
Can you provide any insight into the writing process for this speech? I know that oftentimes there's a lot of time paid attention to speeches like this. How long the president's been working on it for?
We've been working on it for a couple of weeks just as a team and of course with the president's input. And as with any major speech that the president is giving, he gives his input and the team takes it from there, and then he takes his pen and he says what he wants to say, and you'll hear that on Sunday.
Okay, is it finished? Is it finished?
No. Never finished.